It's Phil. It's October up in the Adirondacks, which usually means camping season's over. So I'm going to break down our Topperlift and our bedding system and put it away for the winter. I've had a lot of questions about the Topperlift, so what I'm going to do is just show how quickly this comes apart back into my truck so I can use it. And also I'm going to show in this video more about how the Topperlift goes, the actuators and the wiring, things like that. Just seems like there's not a whole lot of videos out there. I get a lot of questions. So I'm going to go in a little more detail about the Topperlift and how it works. So stay tuned. I built our whole system because I wanted to be able to take it apart, and I didn't want to have nuts and bolts and screws. I didn't want it to be a whole big project to take this down in case I needed my truck back. So I threw it together like this. It worked. This is kind of a prototype. During the winter I might rebuild it and make it a little bit nicer, and I've got some adjustments I want to make of things that I don't think quite work so well. So I'll show you how it comes apart. These slats worked well, except for if we put something too much in our drawers, they would slide around, so they didn't really work so well. I think what I'll do for next season is put like something. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to do something so they sit better. I actually was thinking about just buying a thicker piece of plywood, so maybe I wouldn't need the slats, but I'll figure that out later. Well, that's all there is to that. These pieces I'm just going to leave in there. They're a pain to get in and out, and they're not hurting anything, so I'll leave them right there. I've been getting a lot of questions about measurements, so I'm going to take a few just to show everybody. One I've been asked about is how far the actuators stick out. So at my furthest point, we're about 5 inches from there. From the bottom, same, 4 inches. 5 inches, so I would say probably 5 inches all the way around. Strut to strut or actuator, whatever you want to call it, about 49 inches in between. And what I did is I notch out my plywood. My plywood for the bed actually stops here, and then my other piece that holds my shelf in, I notched out to go around it. And our futon mattress just kind of forms around, so our futon mattress fits here perfectly. Not sure how wide that is, but it goes from one side to the other the whole way. With my topper all the way down, I am 40 inches. If I put it up, this is just a little button. I Velcro it to the side, hit the back button, the front button, and it'll go up. So fully extended, I can almost stand, and my distance now is 56.5 inches. So a lot of people have asked if they could stand up. I guess if you wanted to stand up, you're going to have to get a higher topper. The brackets that came with my Topperlift, they're very universal, so pretty much however your topper is compared to your box, you're going to be able to make it work. They're sturdy, the bolts are all sturdy. If you have a Tacoma, you have to tell them, so they give you an extra bracket that hooks onto the rails. They also send the brackets for any of the other vehicles, so pretty much whatever's in that box is going to be able to fit any truck. So if I was to trade my Tacoma in for something else, which is probably not going to happen, but if I did, my Topperlift would come out of this and I could put it right into that truck as well. And it's also the material on the sides is longer than I need it to be, and it velcros up. That way if I get a longer box, the Topperlift will still fit that as well. The wires I ran down through the existing drain holes, and they actually, Topperlift provided a tool to take apart these connectors all come apart. So you just have to send the wire through. So you don't need to drill a hole this big, you just need to drill a hole that big, which I did here in my box. And I drilled extra ones in here because I wanted to store all my extra cable in there. And this, when it's not in use, I put there. When we've got this in use, I velcro it right there. The wiring, this is kind of central for all 4 actuators. From here it leaves and goes underneath the truck. I ran the wiring underneath the truck along the frame rail, zip tied it up, and I just got one that connects to the positive and one wire that connects into the negative, and it's got a fused link. So the hardest part about the whole job is just connecting it underneath, because you have to crawl underneath your truck, and I don't like doing that. So it's not very difficult of a procedure if you have basic tools. Next spring I'm going to rip this Velcro off and redo it, and I think I'm going to do a better job. I think a lot of the reason it didn't stick is because of the job that I did installing it. I did it when it was cold out, which shouldn't have been. It was in the 30s when I did this, and I was kind of skimpy with my adhesive promoter because it's expensive and I'm cheap with stuff like that. So I should have done a way better job of cleaning it. I should have made sure the weather was better. So I think a lot of the Velcro failing is my fault. So if you do this, just take your time and do the Velcro better. And that carpet job is definitely have to go. That's horrible. I did that when it was really cold out. I was anxious and bored on lockdown. We get asked a lot if it leaks, and we would say no. We don't have any concerns with leaks. We did do a video about leaks getting in on this seam right here, but any water that does come in drips down to the bottom. Our mattress isn't on the bottom, so we don't worry about it. Our mattress is up high, so I guess if you put a mattress down low, you could get a little wet. But the only time we've had that happen is when it's been in downpours. We haven't had any issues with leaks that we worry about one bit. Our bedding's never gotten wet. We really do enjoy our Topperlift. We would recommend buying one. The money we've spent for it, I would say, was worth it. And it fits perfect for us. It makes us highly mobile, which we like. I love being able to keep my canoes on top. I love that it'll lift our solar shower when it's full of water. You can't do those things if you have a rooftop tent. We also looked into getting a bigger camper top for the back, but it's just, they're so big and bulky and heavy, and a lot of times they're way more than what we need. We needed just something simple, and this has been great. It's kept us warm, it's kept us dry. We would definitely buy one again.